Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jessi, also known as Miss Cherry. And today is day 2 of our Southern California Adventures by Disney tour. Today is a very exciting day. We are headed to Walt Disney Studios, Walt Disney Imagineering, and the Archives. And then we'll be finishing the evening at Disneyland. I can't even believe that I'm saying this. It'll be such a magical day. I'm so excited to take you guys along. I know that we're going to have limited photos, videos, those sorts of things at the tours, so I'm going to do my very, very, very best to be able to document as much as I possibly can so I can share it with you. It is right around 7:20 this morning. We are getting ready to head into Preston's to have some breakfast. We packed up our luggage. I will insert a little clip. We are fully packed. Those poor Adventures by Disney people have got their work cut out for them. Oh my gosh. Especially this. This has basically 2 24 packs of water, but we can't really pick that up at Disney. So we were planning ahead and went to Walgreens and spent like, what, $12 instead of $5 per bottle. So
take me out to California, where the sun is always high, where the streets are paved with gold and no one ever gets old. I'll be longing for that day till you come and take me home. California, California, here I come. I've seen it all upon the silver screen, the happy faces and a sign upon a hill. The wine is flowing and the fields forever green, and all your hopes and dreams will always be fulfilled. So I'll be coming real soon. Yeah, I'll be coming real soon. So take me out to California, where the sun is always high, where the streets are paved with gold and no one ever gets old. I'll be longing for that day till you come and take me home. California, California.
we officially made it to Disney Studios. We are at the security gate getting checked in.
They come with a little burst of
Oh my
sugar.
gosh, yes.
A little burst of sugar if
Thank
you need it.
you.
A little starburst maybe of sugar.
Oh,
yeah.
good one.
What do you hear?
Ooh, free treats. Just pulled in to Walt Disney Studios. Here is the security area. And look at this view. Here are the stage lots. So since the strike has been lifted, everyone is back at work. They said this is the first time in 4 months that they have had this tour where they didn't have picketers of writers and actors in the front, which I don't know if I would have necessarily minded to see everyone, but I'm glad the strike is over, obviously. And then I'm gonna try to zoom in. You can see the Walt Disney Company water tower in the back. So neat. Heading in.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time.
That's me.
Miss Cherry.
Thank you, sir.
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
And I just hook it onto the lanyard. Okay.
Right to the
Okay,
lanyard.
perfect. Thank you.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Welcome to Walt Disney Studios. Here is where we had to stop recording and we were able to take some photos, so I'll show you a little bit of those. The first one is this Mickey topiary. This is actually the only Mickey topiary that they have on property in California. They are just a Florida thing. And then here we are split into 2 groups. We're actually with the group with Sammy and these 2 lovely guides who took us around Walt Disney Studios. We got to see the iconic Dopey Drive and Mickey Avenue sign and get our pictures taken in front of it.
This is the theater where they have their premieres for the Disney Studios employees. And of course, all of the people who worked on the film are there, which is really neat. And they were getting ready for the Wish premiere, and they talked a little bit about that. We got to go in the historic animation building, which was so very interesting. It was very old school looking. It had this really beautiful graphite etched portrait of Walt as you walked in, which was so incredibly detailed. Picture doesn't do it justice. As we walked down the halls of the animation building, they taught us exactly how the animation was created from the ground up, from concept to storyboarding to they had these models that they created for each of the different characters that you would base your animations on. Here's a storyboard from 101 Dalmatians. And they also had some original concept drawings and some of the backgrounds. This is, of course, of Bambi. It was just so interesting to see all of the history and how much work went in to each one of these films. Here's concept art for Genie on the left. Look at him. I'm so glad we got the Genie that we got, because wow, that was an interesting take. And then here are some of the models that they do. So each character has one of these and it shows the different angles. So if different animators work on the film, they're able to actually use that as their model so they can make sure that the character stays consistent throughout their animation process. Also the Beast turning into Prince Adam. I mean, some people call him Prince Adam, but anyway, the prince. I just thought that this was so stunning. And then, of course, the Cinderella dress scene. Oh my gosh, I was so excited to see this artwork. It is so beautiful. That pink is so vibrant. And of course, we had to take a picture of Ariel because she was there, and it just made me so happy to know that she was animated in that building. And here are the little mice from Cinderella, another one of my favorite Disney scenes ever. So I had to document it, seeing it in real life. And then one of my favorite things to see was actually how they did the ink and paint for each one of the cells. It is so very interesting. So what they do is they take the cell and they flip it over, and then they put the coloration on their darkest to lightest. And so usually the darkest is your more finite details. So it starts with finite details, and then it moves into like the colors, for instance, of the dress that's in that cell. And then it will end with like the white that is in her eyes. And it takes 8 to 12 hours for each of the colors to dry, and they can only apply one color at a time. So if you can imagine how much time and effort goes into each individual cell, it is just wild. And here down this road are some of the stages where they record a lot of ABC shows, and they also record portions of Disney films. One of them that was recorded on this lot happened to be the Pirates of the Caribbean. And so they told a story about how they set the stage on fire on accident, and there's actually still some damage to the flooring of one of the stages because of that. So you have to be very careful with one of those stages because the floor is hollowed out in that area. Here's the Production Operations Center. This was right next to the HVAC building, which, if you don't know this, I work in HVAC, so I thought that that was really fun and entertaining. They also had the Motion Picture Film Archives, and this is literally a building with all of the film archives from Disney Pictures, which is wild. We headed over to the Frank G. Wells building, and oh my gosh, this building is not only beautiful, but it is so very cool. So this building is now being taken over by Marvel Studios. And what is wild is they actually had to put one-way glass on the top floor because there were individuals trying to fly drones to be able to spy on what Marvel was utilizing in their films, and also to just see what information they could gather from that top floor of that facility. And I just thought that that was so wild and interesting. Also, when we walked in the lobby, something that was really cool, we saw an animator animating on a laptop And so we got to watch him kind of like do his work, because on this tour, you are walking through real studios that have people that are working all the time. And it was just so interesting to see that. So here we are getting a demonstration on how the multi-plane camera works. And they're also showing us how you place the cells that we saw that were from the ink and paint display and animation, how they go onto the multi-plane camera. And here's another view of how big it is. This guy was probably, I would say, like 6'1", 6'2", and this camera is massive. Now it's time to go into the Walt Disney Archives. This was on the outside. They had a Disney 100 display that had a ton of really awesome memorabilia from back in the day. Lots of pictures of Walt. This is inside the archives themselves. It's a really small little area. It looks like a little library, and it had Walt's original desk that we got to view. And this desk is just so very stunning. And in the archives, we actually got to hold Walt's Oscar, and the one that he actually held, which was so very cool. I don't know why they trusted us with this. Also, a huge shout out to Sammy, because he was able to ask the person who was attending the Walt Disney Archives if he could get a picture of the Ariel and Eric busts on this timeline that was above the bookshelves. We weren't really supposed to take pictures of it, but he got special permission because I'm such a big Little Mermaid fan and I appreciate that so much. And I think this picture is so cool. Next, we headed out to the Disney Legends courtyard. And so these little squares that you're seeing on these pillars are actually handprints of every single Disney legend that has been honored. And now they're displayed outside for everyone to see. So here's the partner statue in that courtyard. And then here we are with the partner statue, which I thought was so very fun. We actually got to get super duper close, but you can't get that close at Disneyland or Disney World. And when a Disney legend is presented with the award, this is a jumbo size of the award. And what's so fun, it had a hidden Gus. Look at hidden Gus. Oh my gosh, I freaked out. I thought that was so cool. He's located on the back of the statue in the scroll, so look for him if you ever get to go on this tour. Now, in between Grumpy and Doc, there is a board meeting going on, and everyone was joking that they were making some big Disney decisions, and no one really knows if it's true, but there definitely was some sort of important meeting going on, and there was a lot of people in attendance up there. I couldn't leave without getting a photo of Jodie Benson's handprints. Jodie Benson is the voice of Ariel in The Little Mermaid. This tour was about 2 hours long, and what an incredible tour this was. I would love to go on it again. I feel like there was just so much information and so many cool things that we were learning and seeing that it was hard to retain it all at one time. After the tour, we were able to do some shopping, and we also had lunch at Walt Disney Studios commissary, which is where Walt used to eat his lunch every day. Now it's time to head to Walt Disney Imagineering. Walt Disney Imagineering was so locked down, so locked down. So there really aren't very many pictures that I can show you, but I can tell you a little bit about our tour. We did get toured around by 2 Imagineers, one for each group. We split in half again, kind of like we did previously. This is us walking across the street. We actually headed into a facility where they test all of the rides and do concept testing with the public and also with the people developing those rides. And we got to see the concept for the Frozen Ever After ride in Epcot. We got to sit in a room that was all white, and we had this 360-degree projector, and it projected the concept of Frozen Ever After around us. And it was like we were riding the ride while we were sitting still. It was so cool. It was so neat. Now, the sculpture room, definitely my favorite part about going to Walt Disney Imagineering. These are the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarf statues that were previously in Disneyland. It was so very neat. In here, they also had original sculptures of all of the country bears. They had sculptures of the King Triton statue that's in DCA, that's above the Little Mermaid ride. It was just so very neat. Another thing that we got to do at Imagineering that wasn't documented was we got to go into a soundstage and actually experience the ride of Mystic Manor, which is Hong Kong's Haunted Mansion. And we got to stand behind the soundboard and watch all of the sounds and also experience the ride and get a better understanding as to how the sound in the ride actually works, which was very, very interesting. And lastly, we got to shop at Mickey's of Glendale. They happen to be celebrating their 70th anniversary here at Disney Imagineering. And here's the little Sorcerer Mickey statue with the Mickeys of Glendale in the background.
2 hours later.
Got off the bus, headed into the Grand Californian. This is such a pretty hotel. In the Grand Californian right now. Oh, there's luggage out there? Apologies, we were interrupted by luggage, which is exciting because we only have a few minutes to get ready to go to dinner. Woo! And so because of that, we kind of rushed to our room to get a few minutes of downtime before we are due at Storytellers downstairs. We only had about 50 minutes in total, and now I think we're down to about 30. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the room because it's really amazing. This is their standard 2-queen room. We do have some stuff on the bed, so please don't mind. we're trying to be functional but also swift at the same point. But the Grand Californian has this beautiful orange grove theme, and there is Dale in the woodwork and Chip on the top of that little treetop. We do have a balcony, and here's a little couch for us to enjoy. The balcony looks out over the pool, has like little cafe style chairs. It's pretty cramped out here, as you may be able to see. Like, here's my feet. But let's take a little pan. This hotel is so stunning. It reminds me so much of Fort Wilderness. And then here is the pool view, but this is what's really cool. In the background, do you see Radiator Springs Racers? My favorite ride of any Disney park. And then also, I'm gonna pan over to the side here. We have the Mickey Fun Wheel, and I'm sure that that will be lit up very soon because it's almost sundown. Coming back into the room, we've got some orange themed artwork, and what I love is, can you see the hidden Mickey in this one? That's super cute. Our Cherry and Lawson party. We love to see it. Beep beep. And then here is another really pretty piece of artwork. Desk mirror. Hi guys. We've got a little drink station, Keurig, and then in here, all of the drink possibilities. And then a standard fridge. Now remember, that's a beverage fridge. It's not a real refrigerator.
Well, I am thrilled that you are having
We have this large closet right as you walk in. They even have, look at these, Grand Californian plushy robes and slippers. The other thing I really like is they have extra pillow and blankets, as well as the iron down here. Safe. a nice nook right when you walk in, so you can place all of your luggage. A lot of our luggage is here, so we'll probably just scoot it right back into that area so it can be stored. A coat rack. This large space for our bathroom. I love how much storage we have. A little laundry basket, a kiddo's stool so they can wash their hands. H2O products, which we love to see, but then also they have ones that are for Grand Californian, like a shower cap, a shoe mitt, oh wow, in case we need to polish our shoes, and dental kit. And the rain shower, a very spa-like experience for us for our everyday, which is gonna be so nice after the parks. Toilet, and then I love this Chippendale artwork. It's so very cute. And I do want to point out, these are Grand Californian style toiletries. My guess is that they're from H2O products, but I'm not 100% sure on that. That does it for our tour of the room. I'm gonna go change really quick, and then we gotta get to dinner at Storytellers, so we'll see you there.
They know. They know.
Finish at Storytellers. I gotta be honest with you guys. Disney buffets are just not my favorite, or just buffet slash banquet food is not my favorite thing to eat, but it is what it is. We had dinner, nothing to write home about, but we decided to walk through DCA on our way to Disneyland because we were headed to Walt's apartment at 7 p.m. We have 50 minutes. So we thought we would take a little bit of time. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Holographic monorail. So we decided to walk through DCA just so we can enjoy the atmosphere here before heading to Disneyland, because we have some extra time before going in Walt's apartment at 7. And then they're saving us a very amazing fireworks spot, which is going to be great.
Summer's long gone, baby. The first snow is about to fall. Everybody's waiting for what's to come.
We forgot until just now that the parade is actually happening at 6:30, and it's 6:30 now. So they're already doing crowd control, and we're supposed to meet in front of City Hall at 7. So I think we're gonna probably park it because we don't want to really risk obviously we don't want to risk missing Walt's apartment, so we're not gonna do that. But here is a sneak peek of the tree and Main Street and the Emporium, all lit up for Christmas time. So we luckily got to watch the parade. We stood at the fire station, which they let us because we were with Adventures by Disney. They didn't really allow anyone else to stand there, so we got to wait until our tour of Walt's apartment. So we got a pretty decent viewing area. We got to see like the tops of the floats and like the tops of the heads of the actors that were performing in the show, but that was really about it. But it was a nice little surprise that we didn't expect to have happen tonight, and I'm really excited to see it tomorrow when Adventures by Disney has like reserved seating for us to watch that parade. So right around 7 p.m. we were taken up to Walt's apartment. That was actually the second time I've been up to Walt's apartment, and it never disappoints. It was so beautiful. It's so very quaint, and it's decorated in a Victorian style with lots of red and also lots of roses. which was Lillian's favorite flower. And so there was just something so special about being in Walt's space. It really is so very quaint. And I love the little kitchenette. It's like a very 1950s kitchenette style. I'll find pictures of the apartment and insert them. We couldn't record or do anything at all in Walt's apartment, but we did get a couple pictures. So I will insert those pictures here so you can see they did have a Christmas tree, which was super special. The last time I had gone, it was in August, so there wasn't any holidays going on. So it was really cool to see it lit up with a little Christmas tree in the window instead of the little lamp that's typically in the window. After that, we had 1 hour to do something, and they had loaded a Haunted Mansion lightning lane onto our pass. So we went and used that immediately. It took us about 30 minutes in total to get through the lightning lane because it was an 80-minute wait. And I decided to go ahead and FaceTime my good friend Alex. And if you watched this channel before, you probably know him. He's the Disney Canadian. We rode the ride together. He loves Nightmare Before Christmas, so that was a little special treat. He's never been to Disneyland before, so he rode it with me and I kind of narrated for him and pointed out all the fun things because I've ridden it several times. And unfortunately that means I didn't really get any footage, but if you're interested in seeing that overlay, I will link above and down below a video that I made a few years ago of the ride in its entirety. So here is the castle and our fireworks viewing area is right here. So it's the side of the castle that we were on for our VIP area for inventory. We just watched the fireworks. There was like an 8-minute holiday fireworks. I mean, I know I'm gonna get hate for this. I'm a Disney World girly. I go there a lot. It wasn't the best fireworks show. Also, we had a good viewing area with Adventures by Disney. They roped off an area kind of on the side of the castle so we could see the projections as well as the fireworks, which was kind of nice. However, it was right on the other side of the walkway, and so there were just tons of people like trying to stop. There were people trying to get in our seat or like viewing area. It was just a little bit of it was just very distracting. So wasn't the best view, but also I don't come to Disneyland for fireworks, that's for sure. I go to Disney World for that. So anyway, we are headed back to Toontown in hopes to ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. We do have another all pass that they've loaded onto our tickets with Adventures by Disney. So they just added Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway as the ride that is allowed onto those all passes. It used to be blacked out, so that's really exciting. So we are heading that direction.
It was such a long and hectic day. I totally forgot to end out the vlog, but I would love to know what you thought of Disney Imagineering and Disney Studios. Thank you so much for coming along on this epic day 2. I can't wait to share with you day number 3 coming super soon. And I will see you guys in the next video. CTFN. Bye.